while Zach says he's about to say something, and I just start the stream.
Did y'all hear anything I said there?
Nope.
No.
Damn. It says like you're muted while the intro plays, and I was like, wait, can't I just unmute myself?
I could kind of hear that you did that, but it was really low in the mix.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything.
Are we, Steven? Are we discussing our activities last night?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll discuss that too. Yeah, I feel like the majority of this discussion is going to be one particular thing, but
Here
yeah,
comes
we're
the
gonna
shit train.
we're gonna talk about that.
Here it comes.
All right, so all right, so what are we doing for intros here?
I mean, really, there's only one kind of intro.
Marcus, listen, hear me out. Hear me out. I was really on the train to being on time. We were going to be on time. Then two things happened. One, there was a technical problem. I dropped
Oh
the
my
stupid
God.
receiver for my mic, and I still can't find it. But the real one is right at the last minute, I had to take a pre-stream shit. And I knew the minute that started to ferment that I was going to be late. But
You're
it was
not
important.
wearing a diaper like the rest of us?
I am not a professional in that way, sir.
No. Zach's diapered up.
Well, but Zach's diapered up just in general in life.
Hey man, you crinkling? You got that crinkle going on?
I'm good. I'm good.
So I got a box of Huggies right here.
You're perfect. You're prepared.
God damn it.
I love it. All right. You're right. Since we're focusing a lot on one particular thing, I have other stuff if we end up having time, but we'll see. Why has that become a common excuse? Because it is a common situation of life, sir. It is part of the life.
It is specifically part of Steven's life.
It is 100%, definitely. Both the technical difficulties and the pre-show shit.
Yes.
Both of those are very important part of my life. All right, I'll just intro it since we're just talking about the one thing. I'll just roll into it. You guys ready?
Yeah?
On this episode of the Culture Smash Cast, we are going up, up, and away with our discussion of the new Superman movie. It's the Culture Smash Cast, episode 667 for July the 16th, 2025. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor of the Culture Smash Cast. Nico?
Nicholas Qualls, contributor to Culture Smash Cast.
And Zach?
Zach, I'm here. I am the third wheel.
You are. Is Tina on baby duty tonight?
Yeah, Tina's baby duty. So she might pop in later. We'll see how the baby duty goes.
All right. All right, before we get into everything, let's see. Join us every Wednesday night live on YouTube and Twitch starting at or around 7 o'clock CDT. Follow us on your platform of choice and be notified when the show goes live and join the conversation. We do answer questions and comments as the show is streaming. Special thanks to Skinny Mixes for supporting the Culture Smash Cast. Skinny Mixes are coffee, cocktail, and dessert syrups that are 0 sugar, 0 calorie, and 0 to 2 carbs. Head on over to skinnymixes.com and try some of their drink and dessert syrups, such as the white chocolate, salted dark chocolate, and salted caramel. They also feature a variety of cocktail mixes and water infusions. Spice up your coffee or cocktail with less sugar, calories, and carbs. Use promo code CULTURESMASH for a 15% discount on your order. So, Nico, what did you guys get into media-wise since we last talked? Anything?
Aside from the topic coming up later, not too much. Mostly just reading books, and I know Tina is, of course, on her never-ending K-drama, J-drama kick. She's currently watching the same show that forget the name of it, but it's like the Korean version and then also the Japanese version at the same time concurrently, and it's like, wow.
That's something. That's commitment.
It is very surprising and impressive. But no, mostly just reading audiobooks, and that's pretty much it until we get to the main topic.
So we haven't talked about it on here because I just suspect this is a me thing and possibly you thing. Did you see the trailer for Project Hail Mary?
I did. Yes.
You read the book, correct?
Not yet, but I will read it before the movie. Like I have it
Okay.
on Audible. I just
Well,
it's
then
in
this
my
is just a me thing.
okay.
I've read the book 3 times.
Ooh, wow.
Do you
I
have the
love it.
audiobook?
Yeah,
Can I borrow that?
it's an Audible, sir.
Can I borrow that? Like,
Yeah, I think so.
alright, cool.
But it's, I think probably at the end of the day, I still like the Martian better. But I don't know. It's really really good. I have mixed feelings about the trailer because some things are really accurate and some things feel ac- inaccurate for no specific reason. But I still am hyped for it, and I do recommend the book. I think it's a great book. It's a really
I think
fun
it's a
book.
pretty bad trailer.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about the story, and I'm looking at this trailer going, "Wow, this looks bad."
yeah. It kind of like knowing the book makes it a little better, but it isn't the best trailer. That's for sure.
I think that's probably true. Like I went into the trailer like knowing what I know of Andy Weir and particularly of like The Martian, and how much of what I like in that book and what is in the movie that is what I like is from the book. I'm optimistic that Project Hail Mary will be good, and
Yeah.
it's also why I got it on. I got it on Audible. It's probably gonna be 2 or 3 books from now on my TBR list, depending on how some library holds turn out. I'm definitely gonna get it knocked out before the movie.
Well, and the movie's not coming out till next year, I think.
Yeah, I've got plenty of time.
Yeah, there's plenty of time, but it is a very. If you liked The Martian, I do recommend that book. I think it's good. Is Ryan Gosling a good casting? Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think the only thing that I do have a little bit of concern about is Andy Weir has a very specific type of comedy that he writes. His characters are funny, but they're really smart funny, right? And in the trailer, it feels like it's trading on Ryan Gosling's style of humor a little bit, which I think maybe conflicts with the character some. So
Yeah, Ryan Gosling's got kind of like a high energy, exasperated kind of humor, whereas like in The Martian, I thought Matt Damon great pick because he's done that kind of like genius, Goodwill Hunting basically on Mars in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he can do that. I'm really smart and know what I'm doing, kind of thing that The Martian is.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I think it's early days to tell because I think it's like Zach said. I think the trailer is not the best. So we'll just have to see. We'll have to see. I think the creative team behind it's a pretty good team. So I'm just crossing my fingers for it at this point. Just hoping for the best. Well, Zach and I have done some stuff. We had a pretty interesting event.
Dude, since we had this podcast last week, I mean, I've seen what, 6 movies?
Right?
Yeah, just a few.
Go on. What did you see?
Well, we saw the film of discussion tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Did a double feature of Terminator 2 and Lady Terminator. Classic. Followed that up with another double feature of, I'm having to like pull back the memory. Mad Max Fury Road.
There you go.
And Revenge.
Ooh,
And
what a
then-
double.
Yeah,
That was a
double.
wild double. Literally whiplash type of double because one of those is a very high energy, no holds barred, nonstop, thrill ride. And the other one is a tense, slower burn, disturbing, gory little movie. I love them both, but man, the thing that ties them together is badass female lead in the desert. That's really about it.
If Lady Terminator was like, what the fuck is reloading? Revenge is, what the fuck is blood loss?
Right.
Like, both of those things do not matter to their respective films.
Lady Terminator was so much fun. It is an Indonesian grindhouse movie.
It is a plagiaristic ripoff of
Oh,
Terminator.
in a lot of ways, it really is. I
mean,
mean, even lines from the movie.
come with me if you want to live. That is
Yep.
in the fucking movie.
Yep.
Um, but it is shitty in all the perfect ways, to where it's baffling. It is confounding.
It was
It is
it was a truly beautiful thing.
they don't make them like they used to.
For
They just
real.
don't.
I don't know if they ever made them like
I
that.
don't. Yeah, I was about to say, outside of that director, I'm not sure if they ever did, but if you can find that movie, absolutely watch that movie. Maybe have a brew or two. Have the boys over. It's insane.
Marcus, I don't know that I could actually say Euro Trip is a 5 out of 5. In fact, I
Yeah,
know
I'm
I
judging
couldn't
the
say
shit
Yeah,
out of you for that.
yeah.
You're being judged very hardcore, sir. Because that is a disaster of a movie.
I'm bad with comedies. I'll be the first to say it. That movie sucks.
Yeah, it's bad. It is bad. And then, after all that, so
This
last night.
motherfucker's like, yeah, let's go to another.
Yeah, let's do another one. So, Shudder is releasing this movie called House on Eden. It is a found footage, haunted house type of movie. It was made by a couple of very big TikTokers. I'm talking about millions of followers.
And YouTube. I
And
think
YouTube. I think so too. I know the two main leads from TikTok. So it's two actresses and one actor. Maybe he was on YouTube. I'm not sure. Anyway,
It has
very
some
big
connection to YouTube. Yeah.
very big following. So they had a very sizable base to get behind their movie and that kind of thing. So Shudder did a thing where it's coming out the 25th, but they picked a handful of cities to four-wall a theater, and they four-walled the theater, and then they had local TikTok personalities host it as a way to try to bring people in to watch the movie. And the two people that they had chosen to host the one in Nashville are people that I know. Well, Zach knows too, because we're working with them on a documentary project. So we went to see that last night and really show some support for them. And it was a thing that we did. I was very happy to be there to support them, especially since the turnout was not great. It was small. But they were dedicated. It was a dedicated group of people. The movie...
It had a beginning, a middle. It didn't have an end.
Oh, 2 out of 3.
And you know what? It was an hour and 18 minutes long.
Which basically means by the time the movie finally starts to get up and going, it has the ending. And it just...
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to get too spoilery or anything on it as of now. But it is a found footage movie. And I was actually telling...
Do not watch that trailer. It shows way too fucking much.
Yeah. I was talking with Justin from Slasher Talk, who was one of the hosts, and I was like, listen, Zach and I are probably the worst people to watch found footage movies with, because when we're watching it, we don't just watch it as, let's just watch for... When you tell me you're found footage, then I'm looking at your movie to see if it obeys its rules. Does every shot, does every angle, does every cut feel like a found footage, or does it feel like a setup shot? And no, they break their rules a lot in this movie. And it just, I'm like, no. Mm-mm. The only thing this movie did is made me want to make a movie like this, because I think we could do it right. We would adhere to the rules, even if it meant a shitty shot instead of a really good shot, for example.
Well, because that's what separates found footage. Like, the movie genuinely starts out looking...
It starts out good. Yeah.
It looks like genuine found footage.
Yeah.
Shit's white levels are blown out. It's not good angles. It's very shaky. It's out of focus. I'm totally fine with the movie adhering to that and going, this is found footage. Until the movie goes, okay, we got to set up for this angle where all three people are lined up in a row so we can have the shot look nice. And it's like, you broke your rules. You broke the rules you established.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, sorry, buddy. But I mean, it's...
On top of that, even if you step outside of the rule breaking, maybe that doesn't bother you as much. Everything that's in this movie has been in 15 other movies that are
15
just
other
like it.
movies.
It's
Yeah.
doing nothing new. Nothing. There's really, like, I look at a movie like this and I feel like there's no purpose to its existence because it doesn't do anything new. It doesn't
It
bring
brings
anything new to the
nothing
table.
new to the table. I mean, I appreciate that they shot on a format, like they actually did it instead of emulating it. That's
Yeah,
nice.
that's nice. Yeah.
I I appreciate that they basically had a car and a house.
It was a very low budget project. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
But the only
I would
reason,
appreciate if they had a better writer.
yeah, the only reason, let's be honest about this, the only reason the movie has the distribution through Shudder that it has is because of the following
Yes.
the stars have. Because otherwise we've seen a shit ton of movies just like this go, to bottom of the barrel, like straight to DVD and to disappear. They would never get a theatrical run, for example, or of any type. And this movie is going to get, I don't know if it's going to be what I would call wide, but on the 25th, it's coming out in theaters, and it's also dropping on Shudder the same day.
I was about to say, it's like, at least in our town, it's playing in 2 of the theaters. So I would
It
say
is.
that's
It's
moderately
pretty good.
wide.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. How would you feel if you spent $13 on this?
I mean, I guess walking away from it, outside of the rule breaking part, it's like, it didn't make me mad. Like, I didn't want to rage on it.
No, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, I wasn't mad. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I'm like, it's frustrating because I hate to say this, but there have been better YouTubers turned filmmakers to come out and bring it. And, that made us go, man, maybe these people, maybe this is a new generation coming from these platforms.
Mm-hmm.
This could be something. And then here comes this one. You go, yeah, maybe not.
This one really represents what you would expect.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if Talk to Me was this, I think it would have killed whatever momentum, the transition from YouTube to filmmaking would have had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the chat, Marcus says, I have a similar problem with Pusher because Nicholas Winding Refn says it's a Dogma 95 movie. It's not. It's fucking not. Yeah, Dogma 95, this is a very specific way of making a movie that is very challenging. And I think if you're going to commit to doing it, then you can't bullshit that.
Yeah,
So,
but then again, it's also Nicholas Winding Refn, so you either love it or hate it. So
yeah.
I love Drive.
Drive is good. Drive is great.
That's all I got.
That's all we got.
That's all I got.
All right, let's talk about the box office. Number 10 is Materialists at $720,000. It's made $35 million so far. Number 9 is Megan 2.0. It made $1.4 million. It's made $22.4 so far. I think it's getting pulled. I think it's
Oh yeah, it's on streaming now.
Yeah. Number 8 is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. It made another 1.4 million. It's made 194 so far in total.
Why is this one getting all like? What
do you mean?
There's been better ones and they don't do as well traction wise, but this one, oh yeah, now it has the traction.
What, Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
I don't think it's doing that well. What do you mean?
It's made more than the others.
It has?
Well, like Dead Reckoning had a terrible launch window, so I'm not.
Fallout.
Fallout was
the best of them.
I mean, yes, that was still like a just after COVID release, wasn't it?
No, Fallout was 2018,
yeah.
and
2018? Okay, I got
that finished at 220.
Yeah. Well, this one's going.
If Fallout finished at 220, I mean,
yeah,
this might edge to 220, but 220 in 2025 versus 220 in 2018, that's a big difference.
It is. Well, I mean, by that, looking at it from that standard, that means this one actually is being more successful because it's harder to make these dollars now. But this one's got more traction because it's the last one, supposedly. And anytime you're the last one of something, people just go. That's just what it is. The movie's not good, unfortunately, but what are
We
you
can
gonna
only
do?
tell you that so many times,
It's
people.
true. Number 7 is Lilo and Stitch. It made 2.7 million. It's made 414 million so far. Number 6 is 28 Years Later. It made 2.7 million also. Um, it's made 65.7 million so far. Number 5 is Elio. It made 4 million bucks. It's made 63.8 so far. People go watch Elio. It's good. Number 4 is How to Train Your Dragon. That one made another 7.9 million. It's made 239, almost 240 million.
Real
Go,
quick,
go
I
on.
was reading an article today about Elio.
Mm-hmm.
When they test screened this film, apparently according to like insiders at Pixar, when they test screened an original version of the film,
Mm-hmm.
uh, they asked like, how many of you would pay to see this in the theater?
Mm-hmm.
0 people raised their hands.
Yeah, the original version of this movie was way different than what's in the theater.
I mean, that says a lot, though. Hey, how
Yeah.
many of y'all would pay for this? No one.
Yeah, that's wild. But yeah, famously, this movie was retooled and rewritten, so much so that the original director stepped away from the film. Yeah, it's a very different movie. And you can kind of see it too. If you go back and you look at the teaser trailer for this versus the final trailer, you could tell it's different movies.
Is Elio Pixar or Disney animation?
Pixar.
Pixar.
Pixar is not doing well lately. Have you seen the new trailer for the new upcoming Pixar movie, Hoppers?
Yeah.
Yeah, we might talk about that. I have that in the queue if we have time for
Okay,
Hoppers.
I'll leave that be then.
All right. Number 3 is F1 the movie. It made not 100, 13 million. It's made 136.2 million so far. Number 2 is Jurassic World Rebirth. It made 40 million. It's made 232 million. And number 1 over the weekend, opening new, is Superman. It opened with $125 million.
I'm going to be real. Looking at this box office, man, there ain't hardly nothing good here.
We'll get to that.
There
All
ain't
right.
nothing good here, man.
Opening this weekend is Eddington. It's at 66% on Rotten Tomatoes, which kind of sounds like a not a great score, but for this director, his work is so divisive. It's you almost can't trust it. You almost just have to see the movie for yourself, because like some of his movies I hate and people just love them.
I mean,
What?
Midsommar is 83%. So
I think-
and we love that.
And
So
I was gonna say Midsommar is a pretty universally liked.
Midsommar is like his hit. Like he's everything else I've seen of his, I am just like falls flat. Like I hated Hereditary.
I don't like Hereditary either.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't know if Midsommar is a fluke or if it's just like I don't know what it is yet. It may
so
it could be like you said. He's very divisive, and it could just be that the things in Midsommar clicked with me that he's not putting in his other movies. I'm not sure what it is.
Marcus says he's responsible for half of the F1 box office because he's seen it at least twice. Speaking of this director, though, I finally got around to watching The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. Have you guys seen this?
No, I've never even heard of it.
It is his short film.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of thing that kicked off his career. I wasn't ready. I was not ready for this movie. You guys need to go watch it. It's only like 20 minutes long.
Where is this?
YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, it's if you just do a search for The Strange Thing About the Johnsons, you'll find it. It's something. I thought
It's
I had
like 30 minutes long.
Boy, I'm telling you, I thought I had my ideas about what it is.
Okay.
I was wrong.
Okay.
I was wrong. I'm still thinking about that movie. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? Just go watch it. Alrighty, so let's talk about film ball real quick, and then we'll get into the bigger discussion.
All right, football. Now, again, just to catch up, newer followers, we do Film Ball, where we bid $100 fantasy dollars on movies to see how well their domestic box office will make and see who comes out on top. This is a week behind, so we are not counting Superman, unfortunately for me, because it's mine. So we've got the main bracket between us hosts and the two Discord brackets. We'll hit Discord first. In the first Discord bracket, titled Cord, we got Crystal, Adam, Kevin, and Steven. Pulling up the rear is Steven at $269 million.
I'm a late bloomer. I got this. I'm a late bloomer. We'll be fine.
Kevin is above Steven at 390. We got Adam after that at 483.9 million, almost 484. And over on top is Crystal at $614 million.
Jesus.
The next Discord game, some familiar names we just went over. We got Crystal, Frenchie, Marcus, Steven, Nick, and Samantha. Samantha is at the rear with 53, still in double digits in the millions, $53 million. Nick is at 188. Steven at 216. So at least you're in the middle of the pack this time.
Exactly.
Marcus is at 282. Frenchie at 331. And lo and behold, it's Crystal again at this time $665 million.
She's highly competitive, as you can tell.
She's highly successful, is what I can tell.
She has a very good game this go around. Very tough to beat. Marcus, don't even get excited, sir. That lead you have over me will not last.
Well, he says I am a late bloomer, says the guy who has not won an award in 20 years.
Sir.
Okay, first off,
sir,
we have won awards.
Exactly.
I was about to say, like, look, I'll go to bat. We've actually won awards.
We have won many awards, yes. And I think he actually, though, is talking more about my game situation.
Oh, well, if that's the case, yeah, get fucked.
Whatever. We'll see.
Speaking of, we got the real players. We got the host game. So that is going to be me at the rear right now at $96 million. I got Superman money coming. Nathan is above me at 218. That's going to be gone. Zach is at 380. Steven at 438. And at the top of the game is Tina at $611 million.
So it's interesting. I don't think it's going to make as much of an impact in this game because you have both Superman and Fantastic Four. But I think what's interesting is Superman, at least as of now, with its first weekend, and Jurassic World are not performing where anybody expected. I mean, they're making money. They're doing okay. They're doing good. It's just not the runaway box office explosion that we were expecting. So it does change the game a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes.
I think Superman's going to have pretty good legs. I think it's got good word of mouth for generally. So I think it's going to.
Does it?
I think it does. I know I know your ratings, so we'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah,
but, it seems to be mixed from what I can see. It's either I don't see directly bad reviews.
Really quick, let me finish the openings because we forgot to do it. Did I do them all? Yeah, I don't think I did. Smurfs is at 32% of Rotten Tomatoes. I Know What You Did Last Summer, the remake, is at 46%.
No.
Right now.
It's a reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a reboot. It's speaking of Smurfs, you paid in our game $20 for Smurfs.
Hey man, it doesn't matter if the movie's good. It matters if people go to it. And kids.
Smurf comes out this weekend. It got punted to open between Superman and Fantastic Four.
Your little kids, they got to go see something with Superman's PG-13.
Yeah.
Tina and I were remarking on it. We saw our first commercial for Smurfs today.
I haven't seen any.
To live in that universe.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything. Other than what I've seen in the actual theater. Like, I've seen the trailer play in front of stuff in the theater. That's it.
I've been to more stuff the last 2 months than I have in the year, but it's like hardly any word on Smurfs, and
Yeah.
it's punted in between two massive superhero blockbusters. It's not
Did
gonna
it?
make money.
It's opening earlier than it was supposed to, right?
I don't know when it was originally
It's
supposed
weird. It's just a weird time. All right, so let's talk about Superman. We are gonna break this movie down a little bit. Let's see. How do we want to start? this?
Spoilers, yes or no?
Oh no, this is going to be a bit of a spoiler discussion.
to. Spoiler heavy discussion.
We are gonna fully break this movie down. So, how do you guys want to start? Nico, how do you want to start?
I guess yay, nay, positive. Like anyone who follows any of us on Letterboxd, or particularly they follow all of us on Letterboxd, at least know our general idea of the movie so far.
Mhm.
So like,
Oh, real quick, Marcus, I have not seen Hacks. I hear it's good, but I haven't seen it.
I know I'm up on the movie. Like I'm high on the movie. I really enjoy the movie. Tina also really enjoyed the movie. She'll go into that when she gets here. But I know you two are assuming I could understand what a 2.5 is. Lukewarm at best.
Yeah, lukewarm seems like a pretty good rating for
Okay.
me. So, do
But
you want to go first?
that wasn't what I heard walking out of that theater.
Well, no, what you heard walking out of that theater is it was fine.
no,
coming
what
out-
you heard was it was pretty good.
What
And
you
then-
heard, no,
and then-
specifically, you can mince words with me as much as you want, but I told you that walking out of the theater that it was a 3 out of 5, but we'll see how it goes.
And
the
then-
next day, it
and
went
then-
to 2.5.
And then you had a little ride with me to your house as I mercilessly tore that film in half.
And I actually
then-
told
and
you.
then
I
It
actually
just goes to
crazy.
show you shouldn't talk to Zach.
Well, and I actually told you in the
Zach
car,
ruins
and
it.
I stand by it
Yeah.
that you went too far because there's a lot of other things in the movie that are actually
Okay,
good, that are good.
Full disclosure, I have never read a Superman comic. I don't know anything about him outside of like I don't know some clips from the films, and I've seen Batman v Superman and Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Okay, like so I don't care about the. I've never liked Superman, ever, to begin with. So, full disclosure, Batman would kick his ass. Secondly, why didn't Lex Luthor just get Pearl to kill Superman? Is he stupid?
Well, okay, let's just. Okay, so what I think I want to do.
Oh come on, that was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was good.
I-
No, you
let's-
can't just throw away my joke.
I was trying to. Let's start with Nico because it sounds like Nico has a different perspective than the two of us.
Yes, let's have the good.
And I do feel like that this is I'm gonna actually settle down in the middle. Because I think Zach maybe gave it a 2.5, but based off the way he talks about the movie, he probably should have given it a 1. which
No.
is a little closer to-
I feel like I'm a little bit lower than you. Like just
Yeah.
like this.
In
So
degrees,
it's not by much.
it still
Yeah.
rounds up to a 2.5.
Yeah. All
yeah.
right. So go ahead, Nico. Let's start. with
Yeah, I loved it. It is Superman was is the character, and the portrayal of Superman as really this just like earnest, down to earth dude that wants to do good. It was what I wanted the character to be. I thought David Cohen-Sweat.
David Cornsweat. Yeah.
Cohen-Sweat, thank you. I thought he did a good portrayal. I understand that I've seen like some critiques they may seem a little bit whiny. Kind of comes across like that in the interview bit early in the movie, but I liked the more like not stoic, like actual personality Superman, especially the refreshing change of what we've had to go through the Snyderverse movies, which I don't blame on Cavill, by the way. I like Cavill. It just those movies were not well written. I think it definitely beats those. I think it's definitely up with the top cinematic performances of Superman that we've had. Like definitely better than some of the Christopher Reeve movies because he's had some stinkers too, but it's up there near one, the 78 one. I love Lois was fantastic. Jimmy was like the most interesting and best theatrical Jimmy Olsen that we've seen. So I loved all the characters pretty much. Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor was a lot of fun. It was a manic insane supervillain in a way that I felt like the Eisenberg version was trying to be, but was actually successful at it because you felt that this guy was actually intimidating. I didn't feel that the other heroes overcrowded the movie. That was one of the concerns I had going into it. That you have Mr. Terrific, Green Lantern, Hawkgirl. I felt Hawkgirl was underutilized, but the force of personality of Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner, I thought he was a spot on character. That is Guy Gardner, like the 80s, 90s version of Guy Gardner. That's spot on. Mr. Terrific was a lot of fun, more than I expected that character to actually be involved in the plot. I like the super science, a lot of the Silver Agey just stuff that's in the movie. Crypto was a lot of fun. It felt like a dog. It felt like a dog I owned, so it felt pretty reminiscent. I think my favorite part, although some of my favorite parts are just a lot more of the human bits. Like I loved when they went to Smallville, and you get the intimate moments of Superman, of Clark with the Kents, with the human parents. Particularly coming from a parent angle, you have that moment where Pa Kent turns to Lois when Superman's still kind of recovering from his kryptonite poisoning, and he's just like, "Is my boy going to be okay?" And I was in tears. I was like, "Yeah, that's the kind of parental relationship that I love to see out of the Kents." And I like that this movie went with both Kents being alive. Both the Donner films and the Snyderverse kills Pa Kent. I'm like, no, I like both Kents being there. I am the opposite of Zach. I am incredibly well versed in Superman comics and portrayals, not just theatrical, but television, animated. And it is a really good one. I think it stands up with some of the better ones. So I had a lot of fun. Yeah, that was a good time. I could nitpick, and we'll get to me chiming in on what you guys, but I don't want to take up the whole time. But overall, my rating on Letterboxd is a 4.5, and not 4.5, 4 even. Sorry, 4 even. No, 4 even. I did that just to give Zach a heart attack. 4 even. And
Steven, I'm just sitting here judging.
I've got some thoughts on there as well. So check that. Letterboxd, Nico Scream. I'll let you guys go.
So I'll go. So I'm kind of in the middle because I'm clearly not going to be as well versed in Superman as you, but I have read Superman comics most of my comic book reading career. If I read DC, it was either a Justice League book or a Superman book. And specifically, I really liked the Action Comics line when I was a kid. And I will say one of the things about the Action Comics line, and I feel like James Gunn also liked the Action Comics line, because one of the things about Action Comics is they were one-off books most of the time, and a big part of the time Superman was fighting a big monster, right? Just some big giant monster. Even if it wasn't the whole book, it always started that way. And I feel like there was a lot of that in this movie. The thing is, okay, the things I liked. Let me get to the things I liked. Let's do that first. Superman is supposed to be a character that represents innocence and hope. And I think Zack Snyder never understood that, because Zack Snyder likes to play in the dark. I think Zack Snyder would have preferred to have just been doing Batman movies, right? He never got that part of Superman, and this movie does get that part. And it's funny too, because I was trying to do a TikTok video about this, my thoughts on this movie the other day, and I haven't been able to do it because I just can't collect them all, because I can't do it in 3 minutes. At the end of this movie, with all the issues I have with it, I still have hope for the franchise. Like, I think I want to see what he's going to do next. I want to see what the Justice League will look like. It's not like coming out of a Snyder film just feeling morose and tired and like, okay,
with a migraine.
With that migraine, yeah. I had hope, and I think in that respect, the movie does a good job. I think the chemistry between Superman and Lois Lane is there. I like this Lois Lane. She reminds me of the of a more stronger Margot Kidder type of Lois Lane. I like her. So those things I like. They're all good. They're all good components of what should have been a better movie. The Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor, I like about half of it. The other half I truly don't like, because he does some things that, if you know me, when this happens in a movie, I lose my shit because I hate it so much. And he does it like 3 times in this movie. But I like him as an actor, and I like him in the role, so maybe he'll get a better shot at it in a future movie. The big thing is, if you're not going to do the origin story, and I'm glad they didn't do the origin story. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, we needed the origin story to be able to reconnect with this new version of these characters. I fucking disagree. I would have been bored watching that damn origin story over again, because we've seen it so many times.
It's like watching Batman's parents get shot in the face again. It's
We've seen
are we
it.
still doing this?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it gives you enough with the text.
That's the problem, though. If you're not gonna do the origin story, and I support not doing it, you need to have a very strong character arc in the movie for us to still connect with the character. It's the first time we're seeing this version of the character, this first time of world building, all that stuff. You need to dig us in. You know, I saw someone talking about how this Superman movie fails in that respect, in a way that The Batman, a movie I also don't like, but I agree with this take, doesn't fail. The Batman, as bad as that movie is, rather than giving us the origin story, it does give us a strong arc for that character. We find them at another point in their life where they're growing and learning and becoming something, and we come into this 3 years after he's been Superman. No one's surprised to see him. He's just there, which is okay, but that leads to some really bad scenes in the movie, I think. Lois and Clark have been dating already. I like the space that Lois and Clark are in. There's a trust issue, all this stuff. But then we only get Clark in the movie for like 2-3 minutes. Then he's gone from the fucking celluloid. He's not in the movie again. And that scene where she interviews him, and he's still Clark, but then he kind of takes on his Superman persona for this interview. I think that is one of the best scenes in the movie.
No, it is the best scene.
It is. It's a great scene. I love it.
But that's it. We don't get any more of that. We don't get everything else. To me, that happens after that point feels like enough story to get us to the next action scene. Because unfortunately, James Gunn fell victim to the Marvel formula of not believing you can just do a movie about a character. He had to do a few things. He had to answer all the issues that people have with the previous Superman iterations. So if everyone had a problem with Zack Snyder's dark tone for the character, I'm going to go whimsical. I'm going to go the full fucking opposite direction, right? And if everybody has a problem with Superman being OP and they can't connect with him, I'm going to spend 99.9% of the movie of him getting his ass whipped. And he's never the iconic hero that he's supposed to be. Like, literally to the end, someone saving his ass or he's doing nothing, right? I have a problem with that. Superman's supposed to be a badass. He's supposed to be getting his ass kicked a little bit, but he gets beat up mostly in this movie, and sometimes by people that don't seem like they should be able to do it.
I enjoy him having his own limitations, like when there's a giant monster attacking the city and he's trying to, take it down but not kill it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's so much destruction and possible death, and while he is stopping and saying, is everyone okay, and literally saving like a squirrel, the ends don't justify the means, for that action. And it's like, just dude, it's literally causing billions of dollars. Just fucking kill it. And that's when the Justice Friends come in and fucking kill it.
Yeah. And the sidebar to that, though, is the weakness that I think was the most interesting in this movie, and the only real Superman weakness that we needed, is the human one. So the other thing that I really give this movie fucking points for is the ballsy social commentary that it has. This is not social commentary speaking about, our country 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago. It's talking about right now. It's talking about what we're doing wrong right now. And Superman is in a situation where he can't punch or heat vision his way out. And that is the most interesting Superman weakness that you could have.
But at the same time, it bungles it because you have
it doesn't stick with it, is what I'm getting to.
Well, because
it sets it up, it knocks it out of the park, but nobody is there to run it home.
Yeah, it absolutely drops the bag at the finish line.
Yeah.
To where you have this setup of these two nations about to go to war. And really, Superman had nothing to do with that. So, yeah. Okay. Other people had to swoop in and fix that issue, even though it was established that should be resolved by Superman. It's essentially someone else doing their homework. I get the whole an impossible situation. It's kind of like, in Game of Thrones, what's her name coming out literally out of thin air to kill the Night King, even though she had nothing to do with that entire plot point. It's like, oh, that's unsatisfying as hell.
So I disagree with that point. I agree with a lot of what Steven said, but the specific point of it feels like the nation war being set up, that something that Superman should be intervening for. It's his problem to solve, and then the other heroes come in and solve that problem.
Well, I didn't like the way they solved it.
Hang on, Zach. Let him finish, and then you can respond.
The reason I disagree with that specific point, I agree with what a lot of Steven was saying, and that's why it's not 5, is because Superman is supposed to be aspirational, inspirational, and that's what he did. He inspired the I'm sorry, I don't remember the country names. I'm super sorry.
It doesn't matter. They're fake names
anyway. Or whatever.
Yeah, he inspired the nation being invaded to stand up for themselves.
Why would they stand up for themselves?
What?
Because at that point in the film, everybody fucking hates Superman.
Sure.
So what has he done to inspire?
Saved them the last time. He has done, by him being Superman and him doing what he does, save people that were going to die, that he screamed about at the beginning of the movie. He inspired them.
Oh, okay. In between that time, it turns out he's there to kill everyone.
Well, but wait. Okay, so I disagree with that, Zach, because I think when you say everybody hates Superman,
yes,
everybody who's in the news cycle hates Superman. But when we cut to that place where he saved those people's lives, they're still putting up a Superman flag.
Yeah.
They aren't in the news cycle, because there's a lot of commentary in this about social media. And they aren't in that. They're in the fucking desert fighting for their lives.
This applies to the people of Metropolis, too.
I'm sorry?
This applies to the people in Metropolis, too.
Well, okay,
everybody literally hated
but ultimately,
him.
it gets to Superman's actions matter more. Yeah. And the fact that he has spent 3 years in Metropolis just only saving lives, that is all that he's been doing this whole time, I think does lead to the people of Metropolis have a little, they're much more suspicious of him now, and they're throwing cans at him that he doesn't flinch at. But I think there is a little bit more of okay, he is still saving our lives. And he, even after this video comes out, he is still catching a building and saving this person's car from being crushed. So they're still actively seeing him do good. And when you get to the other nation being invaded, and then Green Lantern shows up, Hawkgirl shows up, Superman being Superman has inspired these other heroes to step in and help, because people are going to die if they don't.
Okay.
Now, I think there's a learning thing there too for Superman. I think it's actually in the commentary of it saying maybe you feel like Superman should have saved the day there. Mm-hmm. But the truth is, as powerful as he is, he can't always do it for whatever reason.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Quick question, because I don't know, and this is a genuine ask. Is Green Lantern guy, is he bulletproof?
Can be, with just the ring's magic. The ring can make him bulletproof.
Gotcha. Is Hawkgirl bulletproof?
Probably depends on the iteration. So
yeah, it's hard to say.
Okay, so when they show up, how come the army isn't absolutely unloading on them? They turn and run.
It's a valid question. This is
I will say
Like
also Hucker
the sight of them, not that they've done anything. I couldn't believe that happened. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Green Lantern is on a power set that is close to Superman. Like, definitely of the three Justice Gang members, in terms of raw power, Green Lantern is the top dog in that group.
You know what the Green
He
Lantern
is,
was
but to the
doing, though?
point-
He was protecting a kid. Meanwhile, you just aim up and pop.
Even in the Justice League Unlimited animated show, if that same sequence happened, the armies would have been blasting at him with their machine guns.
Yeah.
And that's my problem is he shows up and I'm like, and why are they not unloading on him right now? And then somebody else shows up and I'm like, and why are they not unloading? They haven't even they're not doing protective walls. Their reflexes aren't, like Superman. They're not, super quick, fast and speeding bullet.
Well, you want to know really,
I'm going, why
you
the
want the real
fuck
answer?
are they not shooting him?
You want the real answer? I'll tell you the real answer, what I think the real answer is. And I think it's because this movie is doing so many things. That sequence needed to come to an end very fast.
Yes.
We need to stop.
It was juggling
because
too
we've
many
got
balls.
Superman battling his clone. We've got the portal opening and the Earth tearing apart. We've got a whole group of other
We got
heroes.
Lex Luthor and his
We've got
whole
Lex
thing.
Luthor.
We got
the movie is doing, and
the
that's
newspaper
the biggest,
gang.
Yeah, the movie is doing so much throughout this entire run. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it doesn't feel packed to me." It doesn't feel packed, but also we don't get any deep connection with anybody. No one. Maybe
Like the whole newspaper gang subplot. I'm like, why are they even doing this? They're writing up a whole article to be put out, like with some fucking Wi-Fi or something, while the city is being destroyed, and they're also nonchalant about everything. They're not panicking that they're, I mean, is this a normal occurrence? I guess it is. There's monsters attacking.
This is a normal. I get the feeling that it is a very normal. I love the Daily Planet gang just like doing the journalistic work in Mr. Terrific's flying saucer thing, and like when the whole city's collapsing, and you have the Daily Planet, and you go into the Daily Planet, and you have Lois and Jimmy going over with the conspiracy board with Perry. It's like, here's everything happening while the whole city is evacuating.
So that to me was just like, am I supposed to be taking this seriously? Because it felt like a joke.
Well,
like a comic book.
I was gonna.
Okay, so we're doing comic book. Are we taking this serious?
Yeah, because it's serious in that world.
Okay, we're going to take this seriously. So maybe Lex Luthor shouldn't execute someone by shooting them in the face.
Yeah, that really set me off. I'm like, tonally, that's fucked.
I thought you said we were comic book. By the way, that should have been Jimmy Olsen, so it could have paired with Zack Snyder's by him getting shot in the face. But that's a joke. But my problem with that scene is, one, it's very tonally inappropriate, and two, who the fuck was that guy? It was just some fucking guy. I don't know him.
I do agree that scene was a bit off. It was really just trying to make Lex not be a redeemable character, which
he already was from the first scene.
And there's another scene that's not as dark as that one, obviously, but I did feel when he was like almost being fucking like physically abusive to his girlfriend.
Yeah.
There's a scene where he throws something at her and hits her in the leg or something. I'm like, this is tonally real weird, because I agree with you, Nico. I think a lot of this stuff really is this movie trying to be the most live action comic book of live action comic books. I mean, the wackiness of it, the color palette, a lot of the decisions, I get it. But those tonal moments, I'm like, ooh, those are not, and they are out of place in this movie big time.
I mean, is this modern day?
I was gonna get to that too.
Yeah. Is this modern day?
Inside the Daily Planet, with everybody working at their computers, what year was it? Is it modern day or is it older?
1970.
No, I mean, I figured it was modern. It's not like I saw rotary phones.
No, there weren't rotary phones, but what about their wardrobe? Like
their wardrobe, the whole desk situation, the technology they're using. On top of that, they go and Ma and Pa Kent fucking farm, and we're talking like it's the fucking 50s.
I think they were trying to make it look like what comic book fans imagine the Daily Planet to look like, which is a more antiquated kind of newspaper look.
I get that, but at the same time,
it has way more character than the very bland cubicle setups of the Snyder Daily Planet office that we saw.
I'm not saying go Snyder, but I'm saying
I'm not saying to do that either. But I felt like it felt like a really cool set to me. I was perfectly fine with it.
see, to me, and Zach and I actually looked at each other in that scene. I'm like, because I started to question it. I'm like, what year are we in?
Where
and then
are
I saw
we?
a cell phone, and I'm like, oh shit! It just very much felt out of time and out of sync with the rest of the movie to me. And then I got pissed. Zach laughed at me because when that sequence you're talking about where they go visit his parents, I fucking hate.
Yeah, I hated
his
it.
parents. I hate them. There's I get having a little level of aw shucks, but that level of aw Clark, there's something on the box you need to. Nobody calls the TV the fucking box in 2025. Nobody speaks like that. No one. Aw shucks. Fuck you. I got mad, and Zach laughed at me because I got
because as soon as I heard it, I'm like, "Go fuck yourself, movie!" Like, no.
I officially hated
Because,
both
again,
of those characters at
Where
that point.
are we? Is this modern time? Is this real? Am I supposed to treat this?
No, it's not real. It's not real at all. It's real in the world, but it's not real to us.
I also think they're bad
I'm
actors.
having a severe disconnect.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck you. And okay, so here's the other time. So the first half hour of Lex Luthor,
Dude, the first 20 minutes, I was like, wow.
I'm like, this
damn.
is the best Lex Luthor of Lex Luthors. I'm like, he's scary. He's brilliant.
He's methodical. He's pinpoint. He's precise.
Then suddenly,
Yeah.
somebody
took a batch of stupid pills.
And it happened after they go to the Fortress of Solitude. They go to the Fortress of Solitude.
I couldn't believe that scene. I was huffing in the theater. Like, he goes to the Fortress of Solitude and then starts monologuing to who?
He's giving us all the exposition, looking at the camera. Meanwhile, his whole fucking crew is behind him.
Everyone who is there knows why they are there. They know the whole goddamn plan. Who the fuck is Lex Luthor talking to explain this shit to?
And from that
audience
point forward, he became stupid.
Every scene after that, he was just making the stupidest character decisions.
You set
him up as a mastermind, and now he's stupid for no reason.
You have at least 2 sequences in that movie where you get the old school bad guy. Now I will tell you exactly what my plan is. And I know you're going to say, but it's a comic book.
Comic book. I'm like, fuck off.
I can concede that to a degree, but we are modern storytellers. We know better. James Gunn knows better.
You can't do 1960s James Bond anymore.
Yeah, we can't do that. I hated it. I hated it both times he did it. He's like, especially the second time. Yeah. I'm like, Lex, you told your shit too early, and he's still going to kick your ass. Don't tell him again. Don't do it again. But he did it again.
I do have a genuine question because I keep playing the movie in my head, and I'm going, why? Maybe I'm missing something. So Superman gets captured, and he's under kryptonite bullshit. Yeah. And then Lex is like, I'm gonna kill your friend. Maha Pang. Oops, I killed your friend. Why doesn't he just kill Superman right then and there?
He has him with kryptonite. He could just kill him. Just end him. If that's really he does a whole monologue at the end of the movie, which I kind of like. I kind of like it a little bit where he's talking about, like, it's just simple. I'm a brilliant guy. I've got all the power in the world. But honestly, I'm just fucking envious. I love that concept. But if you're that envious, take him the fuck out because you could do it right now.
And I kept thinking in my head, I'm like, was there a plot thread I missed where we needed him alive? And I'm like, I don't remember any reason why you wouldn't just immediately kill Superman. Mm-hmm. Like, immediately. And that's why I'm genuinely like, am I forgetting something?
Yeah.
I don't remember specifically. I feel like there was something said.
He wanted more information of, like, where are you from or who are you?
I think it was also like the Department of Defense maybe wanted Superman alive.
Yeah, they wanted to question him or something.
A contractor under the Department of Defense. And I think Lex also personally just wanted to torture Superman. Like he wanted Superman to suffer, not
Yeah.
to kill him quickly.
I mean, I look at that scene. I'm like, well, you've tortured him. You killed his friend.
Yeah.
He's just take him out. And, oops, I accidentally killed Superman. Sorry, Department of Defense. Like,
No, because he was asking for information. I forget exactly what it was.
yeah, he was
but-
asking
No.
for something, but at the
Yeah.
end of the day, if he's not giving it up, even under kryptonite, I'm like, just fucking pop. You know,
The
like,
kryptonite's not really meant to torture him. It's meant to just keep him subdued because otherwise he could escape. The kryptonite isn't like I'm going to waterboard you. Tell me what you know. No, the torturing is bringing out people that Superman knows and killing them. So I think the idea was like, all right, first one down. Now we're going to try another one. And we're going to try another one. I liked how it was like, we'll try that reporter that you talk to all the time. Let's go kill Clark Kent.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I do see, because they did have sort of this throwaway line of the Department of Defense or whoever it was wanted to question him. So there is that, but it just seems like he has the tools. You could have killed him, later or whatever.
I just see him as like, hey, we have a massive liability here, and I have him like, let's just take him out, and that's my goal at the end of the day, anyway.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I'm trying to think of some like really great excuse to where it's like, Lex's hands are tied, he can't do it, and I'm like, not really. And that kind of goes into my like, he took stupid pills earlier in the film, so now he's stupid.
Yeah.
And
So-
unfortunately, it kind of ruins his character. I mean, you were going on about how he gives a speech at the end. Superman gives this speech at the end of the film about how I'm just human and that's all we need. And that's a really kind of cool moment. It's about to come together, but it gets completely undercut by a joke, like in a Marvel film, because Superdog Crypto comes in and starts tearing around. It's literally a Loki moment where it's like the Hulk and Loki, smashing him around a bit. And while that was kind of funny in 2012, it's 2025, and you have just undermined your entire thesis.
It does feel like James Gunn was afraid to have any real emotion in the movie, because every time there's supposed to be an emotional beat, it's first of all it's hammy because of the music, the score. When there's an
None of the
emotional
needle
beat,
drops worked for me.
well, there's only 2 needle drops in the movie, but the score gets real heavy when the emotion is supposed to start, and then the emotion starts, and like you just said, it gets undercut by jokes. So I feel like anytime you feel like you want to connect with these characters on a little bit of a deeper level, he's afraid to do it.
And genuine question, Nico, did you have any laughs in the film?
Oh,
I mean, I had one.
I mean, not just me, my audience laughed. My audience applauded at times. I had a good crowd.
I mean, we had one that was funny in the moment, and then you stop and take a minute and you go, wait, this is a serious problem now by having Peacemaker in this film, which is funny. But by having Peacemaker in this film, that means that there is a Harley Quinn also in this universe.
I think
And that
that's
also
correct.
means there is a Joker, and that Joker is also in the same DC.
I think this is getting
breaks the
slightly
film.
off topic, but I'm pretty sure Peacemaker season 2 deals with some cross-dimensional travel.
Okay.
Yeah, but this came first.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter if it came first as long as it's retconned. Doesn't
Yeah, I
matter.
think season 2 for Peacemaker will explain why he is in Super.
Okay, well, like I said, walking out of the theater, I'm like a teacher with a red ink pen, and I'm saying, see me after class with the script.
So
I'm going to note that down. I'm going to say, like, you're going to have to see me after that class, because
Let's
that's
talk
a
about-
problem.
let's talk about Act 3, because this gets to 2 other
Oh,
things that
no.
really triggered me.
Oh,
So
no.
the literally the fucking planet is splitting open.
Mhm.
And Mr. Terrific is contacting Superman, however the fuck he's able to do that, is contacting him and going, you got to get here. We need you. We need you. You got to get here. You got to get here. You got to get here. He gets there. Superman shows up and does fuck all to help. He gets
Yep.
into a fight with his clone. And in that fight time, we don't go back to the world ending at all. For like 5 to 7 minutes, it's just fight. And we've forgotten completely that the world is ending. I forgot. And then the fight finally is over, and they cut back to it. I'm like, oh shit, that's right.
Like,
so
they reveal it's the clone, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't realize it until they said it because he looks so different.
Yeah, he did look different. Yeah, and the way they shot it with the hair in his face, it was hard to see his face for a
I
second.
saw. I was like, oh yeah, it's the same guy. Like I didn't have that.
That's just a me thing because like there's this whole musical swell, and I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Now,
I'll be honest, I thought it was Evan Peters.
what did she say?
Like me.
What did she say?
She thought it was Evan Peters.
Oh, I did like that though because it finally went back to explain how is fucking Superman getting his ass handed to him by a minion of Lex Luthor. But
The entire film.
But then it explains it, which is cool. But yeah, it forgets the main focus of Act 3. So when that fight is actually over, though, it comes back to it. Superman still really doesn't do anything. Mr. Terrific goes into Lex's in Lex's hideout or whatever the fuck, and one of this scene, he goes in there. One of Lex's minions is like, I hate what's happening. I don't like what's going on. Let me give you the code to stop it. Mr. Terrific's like, nah, bitch, step out of the way. I got this. So he spends time possibly letting people die so he can show what a badass hacker he is, instead of just getting the code being offered to him, the guy right beside him, and typing it in and being done. That's the end of the movie. Peace out. We're done. That's the end. Type the code and we're done. But for no reason, he doesn't do it. And I'm like, why? Why? Because Mr. Terrific needs a cool moment. And Mr. Terrific is a great fucking character.
Well, he hasn't had enough cool moments. He had a whole action scene to himself.
He also pretty much steals the movie. I think he's the most fun character in the movie.
Yeah. I will definitely give that. I think that's Mr. Terrific is a fantastic character in the movie. So I think that was
No, that's a different series.
But that scene could have been avoided by just not having that character offer him the code.
Yeah.
Honestly, it didn't have to do that, and the scene would have been avoided. They would have just done it.
I mean, this is me, and I know I'm probably in the minority here. I didn't like how any of the action was shot at all, and I don't like James Gunn's super wide angle lenses swooping and swallowing around. I just don't like it.
So I've been calling it the boomerang effect, because if you watch this movie, every action scene involves a weapon or some laser eyes, some heat vision, being shot. It goes around in a circle, knocks a bunch of people out, and it comes back. Whether it's one of the villains throwing that disc, or the cameras that Mr. Terrific has, or Superman spinning around and killing or blasting a bunch of people, they go very out of their way to make sure they're.
Make sure that he didn't just murk 50
but it's just
people.
circle over and over and over again throughout this movie. I like some of his action stuff in Guardians, but in this one it just felt a little bit repetitive to me in that way. I'm like, we're doing this again? At 3 or 4 times in the movie it does that, and I'm just like, I don't know, try harder, try a little harder for me. I just
don't like that look to it. I don't like how it's this show-offy-ness. I'd be more impressed with a well choreographed, well shot and edited, pieced together scene than a look at me, ma, look what I can do with all my visual effects. We can just have this as a big oneer, and we're swooping around Lois Lane and in a bubble. But because she's in a bubble, we can't really get a good angle, so we have to use a 10mm lens or something like that. Dude, that's inside baseball. To get this shot. And I'm like, you know what? It would just be cool if you could just shoot this clearly and cleanly.
Yeah.
Then have this look at me,
and
Ma
those teeth still look bad in CGI. That shot was fucking terrible.
Oh
when
yeah,
knocked the teeth out of knocked the guy's teeth out.
The visual effects sometimes looked fine, and other times it was like.
I have a controversial take too, especially probably from Tina's perspective, but I did like Crypto as a character. I think he was funny. In the movie, way too much.
Yes.
Way too much. It's like, fucking hell, not back to the dog again. It's too much.
I think I could agree with that. I will say I could have lived without like what you were railing against the Zach, particularly the Crypto essentially doing the Loki smash scene at the end of the movie. That one, if I had to cut any Crypto, I would cut that. I would take that out. I liked a lot of the Crypto, and I liked a lot of the emotional bit of Superman just in the center of the movie, just like, I'm just looking for my dog. He's scared and alone. Like, that hit. That was good. I love that bit. because that's what Superman's concerned about. Is like this dog is afraid, and I have to go help it. Like I love that human connection.
Oh, speaking of connection, we've lost it from Nico.
I have. We've kind of gone over them a bit. Did you guys freeze?
No, you froze.
Just checking in. Marcus has been commenting. He said
Lex
Luthor's biggest problem is his pride.
I get that.
You guys just froze for me, so but you're back now.
Okay, yeah, you froze for both of us.
You're using a toaster for your webcam now.
And I also feel like with Crypto, some scenes looked awesome, and some scenes looked weird.
Yeah, there's this one scene where he's like playing with the cow, and it's clearly a CG dog. That's fine.
Most of it is CG.
The way his hair was moving, it didn't line up with physics, and it just looked off.
Yeah.
Hair it falls faster.
I'd have to rewatch that one because I didn't have a particular problem with that.
It was something in the theater. I'm like, ooh, that looks off. Something's off.
I just want to point out that this is not a soft-furred dog. This is a wiry-haired dog, and therefore does act like that. It is some of the craziest physics-defying fur you will ever encounter on an animal is the fucking wire-haired dog. And it's why I absolutely hate having wire-haired dogs.
I love how you just came in from the side. It's like, I gotta get this dog fact right now.
I know. We've been waiting for Tina for an hour, and she comes in for the dog hair.
I mean,
that's on brand.
If you notice Lex Luthor, that scene where Crypto attacks Lex, Crypto's there the entire time. He only goes after Lex once Lex lays a hand on Superman.
Yeah,
I think
I like that.
Yeah, the worst
owner defense.
I would say, I don't. You guys froze out for me for a little bit, so I don't know where you lost me. So I was saying that like I could lose that Loki smash scene. Bits of the movie that I do think are flaws, which is why it's not a full on 4.5 or 5 star. I do. Stephen, you were talking about earlier that like I don't necessarily need a full on character arc, but I think there definitely should have been some realization towards the end of the movie that Lois in the initial interview scene wasn't wrong.
No, 100% agree with Lois. That entire interaction.
That like, yes, Superman was right. Like immediate intervention to save lives, completely right. But
going after fake Netanyahu, that's where he should stop.
Yeah, it's like there should have been also some consideration on how to deal with this on a geopolitical level. Outside of the initial intervention. And that is something that Superman needed to work on. And that is something that the movie doesn't deliver on. Like, Lois was right, too, but the movie doesn't acknowledge that. Except in that little sideway bit where we get with, like, the Rick Flag character and the other government official going, like, well, now metahumans are dictating geopolitical, politics now. And, like, okay, yes, that is showing that is going to be a problem in the future, but this movie doesn't do it. It kicks it down the road.
So that, we got sidetracked because I know that one scene of the Justice Gang and the army bothers Zach. But when I was talking about how it didn't stick the landing, that is what I was talking about. Yeah. That's the best scene in the movie, and you don't get you just don't get that
payoff,
sort of finishing of that whole. You don't get any realization from Superman that says, "Hey, just because I can do a thing doesn't mean I should do a thing."
Yeah,
and is doing the thing that seems best now the best thing in the long run. That's the complexities of being a human that he can't get by with his power. And I think it should have been better. That it should have been better bookended.
Yeah,
we needed to finish that.
I will say one thing that I have not seen portrayed at all in Superman movies is Superman had an education. He has a basic high school level understanding of economics and government and whatnot. There's no way he would, any high schooler could tell him, oh yeah, this is a great idea. It's just a simple understanding of how his actual,
well, he has a college education and is a reporter, so he should know better.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, oh well, he's alien. No, He grew up here.
I was about to say, if he had just come to Earth, this is a mistake somebody would make.
Yeah.
But he's lived here his whole life minus 5 days.
Yeah.
It is definitely a like I said, like they were both ultimately right in areas of that debate. Like that debate coming back around at the end would have made this a better movie. Would have made this a 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5, 4.5 or 5. It really, I think, did kind of ding it a little bit because I love Lois in this movie, and
me too.
she's not wrong.
Yeah.
Except Lois's reaction to things, like when, let's say, a fucking black hole is closing around her or whatever, she doesn't seem to be that scared ever. She's like, okay. They're standing there watching Superman try to come out of this CGI goo that he's in. The door is closing around him, and she's just watching. She doesn't seem affected. And I think that's sort of another problem with the entire movie. People are standing around taking pictures with their cell phones of giant monsters. They're not scared. It's like, whatever.
I think the point.
Again,
I think that's part of the point of saying Superman's been around for 3 years already. Is there is a jadedness that this is life for this city now.
Yeah. I think the other issue is James Gunn wanted to do a full-on comic book movie, like comic book type of movie. But the problem is we've had so many quality comic book movies now that the bar is higher. There's a level of relatable expectation of real world stuff that's applied to the storytelling now that if you can't just do something silly and write it off as that's a comic book, it's a comic book movie. Can't do that anymore. We've had smart movies. We've had smart ones. We've had Logan. We've had a fucking Infinity War. We've had movies that
Infinity War, yeah.
Yeah. That bring the comic books to life. But
I mean,
also
shit, even Civil War
really
went over
smart.
some of the topics here.
What's
How
that?
it's like, even Civil War kind of went over the
Civil
topics
War.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So-
that was 10 years ago.
Yeah, so it's hard to dismiss obvious flaws, especially from someone who's written, 4 and 4.5 out of 5 level of Marvel stories before. Guardians 1 and Guardians 3 are some of the best Marvel movies of all time. So I don't know.
I don't hate it. I don't, I'm not like saying you shouldn't see this. I'm saying my review essentially boils down to, if you're a fan of Superman, you'll enjoy a Superman movie. If you want something with a little deeper writing and you're not a huge fan of Superman, you're tired of fucking comic book movies, it's competent enough, but I won't say it's good.
My favorite parts of this movie is 100% the Justice Gang. I want more of the Justice Gang, honestly. I don't care. Stepping out of this movie, I don't really care so much about Supergirl. I know we have the teaser for her.
Wait, hold on. You're saying James Gunn made side characters that no one's heard about before better than the ones people
but we've
heard about before.
Some of us have heard about them.
Polka Dot Man has entered the chat. He was the best character in the Suicide Squad.
I will say, like, Metamorpho, you could say people haven't heard about before.
Man,
maybe
I loved
Mr.
how
Terrific.
Metamorpho looked comic book accurate, though. I was like,
I
damn.
love Metamorpho in this movie. Metamorpho was
Yeah.
great. But I'm going to say, people have heard of Green Lantern. People have heard of Hawkgirl before.
Yes.
So
I will say I love that a lot of the mostly male reviews that I've seen that are negative are like, and Hawkgirl was just this screaming banshee, and I'm like, she's Hawkgirl.
I will say, I
Yeah.
wish I had more Hawkgirl because she of all of the superheroes, she's the least developed.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, she gets
much-
almost nothing to
she's
do.
But she's very good. Like, she's definitely Hawkgirl when she's in there. Like, it's true to
Mhm.
character.
She is. I agree.
More like
and-
Hawk Tua girl, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, no. Mm.
That's for the Triple X parody.
I am
Right,
looking forward
exactly.
to the Lanterns TV show that we're gonna get that
Yeah.
doesn't feature Guy Gardner. Like, I love Guy Gardner in this movie. I would love to see it, but I am interested to see the take on the other Green Lanterns.
There is one TikTok that I saw that was like, "Are we supposed to like Guy Gardner?" And it's like, no, Guy Gardner is the least likable Green Lantern.
He is an asshole. That is the character.
And you know what? The contrast there, because Nathan Fillion knows how to deliver James Gunn comedy. David Cornsweet does not. I didn't find his one-liner jokes to be funny for me. I didn't think he was funny. I was up here, but that's not funny. You know, I'm doing good. I'm doing important stuff. That
doing
wasn't
important stuff, which just falls flat.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I think that one. I'm fine with Eyes Up Here but the doing important stuff bit. I agree with. I agree with the ending bit about how you forget that the world is opening up for a minute. I didn't like the clone bit. It does explain Superman getting his ass handed to him.
Mm-hmm.
I give you that. I am fine with Superman getting his butt whooped. I mean, that is a lot of times, especially in like Justice League stuff, Superman is there to just get his ass handed to him. It's the Worf effect from Star Trek. It is, you have this big, strong, intimidating guy whose job is to make the monster of the week look even more intimidating because they kick his ass. So I wasn't too bothered by it, but I get it. And I just felt cloning Superman is lazy. Like, it's like, you're going to clone Superman in movie 1. Like that's the jump, is like, now we're gonna have the like Superman fighting himself, like, made real metaphor. Now it's like, I feel like that's usually the kind of thing that's like, the Donner films took 3 movies to get to that point.
Everybody's going too quick now. Megan turned sci-fi and went to space way too early. We learned that you don't do that till the 10th film in Friday the 13th.
It's like, maybe, and this is probably how we're either going to get Doomsday or Bizarro Superman in a future film, because that clone Superman lives, and he's mentally not smart. So, and so I don't know if that's going to be, he's going to develop some personality and become a Bizarro Superman, as he kind of was already, or his outfit. That Ultraman outfit, particularly like the mask with the weird goggle things, that is straight up what Doomsday wears when he first appears in the 90s, before you get the costume off and he's got that craggle gray skin and bone protrusions and everything. It's like, he's got a weird black outfit with a mask with goggles, and you don't know what he is until then. So I don't know. They definitely, that's the most, other than Supergirl being in that one scene at the end, I feel like we're gonna kick off clone Superman. It's like that's the most future building franchise bit of the movie.
So he really is.
Yeah,
he could be either of those characters. Honestly, he could be Bizarro or he could be Doomsday. That's a fair point.
I do have a small nitpick, which is somehow the goons are able to decode a corrupted video while the super smart computer automatons can't. And by the way, she just does it. It kind of irked me.
I would have preferred if Lex did it.
Like if Lex had, like, I have all the computers in the world focusing in on this, and I'm using advanced technology, and it takes like a whole day. She just goes, "It's done. I've got it."
Yeah, I feel like I kind of get it.
It was that easy.
I do agree with that bit. I'm still unsure on how I feel. Oh, there are different comic iterations of Jor-El and of Superman's parents are of him not being a great dude, not necessarily, especially like if you grew up watching Smallville, that Jor-El is a complete asshole. Like so it's not an accurate representation of the characters. They aren't making new ground to ruin something. But it is also just like a weird, the whole like, do you have a harem, like that I think was a gun line that was a bit too much, making that. It's like, I kind of get where they're coming from, though. It's like, we need you to repopulate our species because we're extinct otherwise. So there's a logic behind it, but it just plays a little awkward, and it just dealing with that awkwardness is just kind of weird.
And I actually disagree with you guys on the hacking the video thing. I feel like, I don't know. that is where I will say it's comic book shit. Who cares?
Yeah, that's not like Zach said is a nitpick. It's like that is
Like, I'll fully
very-
admit, like, call me, that's a nitpick, but to me, it was just like, damn, that was easy.
Well, you got to figure going into this that he has the most badass of badass
yeah
resources
that's
with him.
fair.
Yeah, I'm like, he's not going in half-ass. He's going in with the best of the best.
Maybe
We are coming up on nearly an hour and a half.
Yeah, I suspected this was going to happen.
Yeah.
I suspected. I did like seeing the Hall of Justice.
Yeah,
Never referred to as the Hall of Justice, but those of us who know.
and it's
But-
in Delaware. We know where it's at.
Yeah. So now I have to go to Delaware because I want to
Yeah.
see that building. Because damn, that's the Hall of Justice. That's amazing.
It's not in Delaware in our world. Let's just clear about that.
Yeah. I know we spent most of our time ripping on it, Zach and I. But I feel like it's easy to talk about the good stuff about it. And I did try to talk about it at the beginning. I stand by my 2.5 because I think it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not
it's-
lowering my score. I'm curious if we lowered Nico's score, but
Probably not.
I'm staying where I'm at right now. I more so when I adjust my scores are usually when I watch something else. I'm like, okay, I think this one's a 4. I may need to readjust what my last one is, which was more done with more recent Marvel movies.
Right.
That I've had to back adjust things. Like, sorry, Cap, you have to go back lower levels, which means Ant-Man had to go back to lower stars.
Yeah.
Because
Now-
Ant-Man is the worst. Ant-Man 3 is the worst Marvel movie.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But no, I'm standing by it. I really enjoyed it. I just love this earnest, hopeful take on Superman. I'm looking forward to seeing what we get more out of it when we're not trying to set up a new cinematic universe like this one is. Like it is doing a lot of world building, and I would like to see it kind of be able to breathe on its own. So whatever next iteration of Superman we get, and to see all these other characters get to branch out. They're like the Justice Gang, eventually going to evolve probably into the Justice League, and what else we get out of that.
Would they? I guess they would be the Justice League, right? Or would they be the Justice Society?
Well, Justice Society is pretty like locked into like World War II era, so they could have existed. Like one thing that this movie does in the opening epilogue sequence or prologue sequence is like when it's saying like 300 years ago the era of gods and monsters started, and which is weird, but that's also when Gunn and Safran introduced their slate of what they were planning to do like 2 or 3 years ago. They called this phase the era of gods and monsters, and we still kind of need to see what does that mean, because nothing really implies gods and monsters yet. So we'll see.
You know what? I will say the other good thing is at least they didn't feel a need to introduce some gigantic story arc that starts now and stretches across.
Oh, you
the
mean
next
have
10 years.
trailers in the middle of your film?
Yeah, there wasn't that, so I was happy for that.
Yeah.
You know,
Also, it has a really bad post-credit scene. I'm sorry.
post-credit scenes are a waste of time. They're not good, but
I was fine with their post. I loved the post-credit scenes weren't world build, weren't like trailers. They weren't like here's a Thanos grid or something.
No.
Like, it's.
I mean, to me, it was just kind of like, that was a deleted scene that ended up on the floor.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. It's like you're not being teased on by the end credit scene. It's just a fun little joke you get at the end of the movie. I like the mid-credit scene is this really cute scene with Crypto. Like I was perfectly great with the credit scenes that we got in this movie.
The scene's just on the poster, but never mind.
Yeah, but it's just adorable. Superman and Crypto looking at Earth from the moon. It's in the poster isn't a giant ass movie screen. The giant ass movie screen in the mid credits is a giant ass movie screen.
yeah. I mean, I guess in that way I don't have a problem with them. It's just because that's what post credits and mid credit scenes used to be, was just deleted scenes. They weren't
exactly. It used to be just a fun little thing that you didn't need.
Yeah.
At
The
all.
problem is I had a pee.
And man, there was
And
some long credits.
And I'm like, damn it, I waited to pee for
Hey,
this.
it was only 2 hours and 9 minutes.
That's true. It could have been way worse.
And Fantastic Four is shorter. It's going to be an hour 55.
So yeah, now's the question: will Fantastic Four be better or worse than Superman?
I'm okay. I'll say this: we won't get into the story too much because we need to wrap.
Yeah, we
But
don't have time. Yeah.
the biggest ding I've had on Fantastic Four is this story because it's a crack in the foundation of the making of this movie. We recently learned in a lot of the press going on that John Malkovich's character, which has been revealed as an early Fantastic Four villain called the Red Ghost, is cut from the movie. So John Malkovich, which was in the first trailer for Fantastic Four, is not in the movie. It was from what I've read in the coverage about it. It was supposed to be essentially like a quick montage of the career of the Fantastic Four, and he would have been shown as like one of the villains they fought. But they wanted to not. It was just an angle that they wanted to cut from the movie. But it does show that, I mean, it makes you think more of a lot of the Marvel movies that have been made recently, especially like Captain America, that have been essentially written after the movie was made. It's like we film a lot of stuff and then we write how it goes together later, how we need it to fit together to make the grander phase fit together. Especially coming right off of Captain America and how badly that movie was assembled.
Fucking terrible. Yeah.
It makes me worried. But I like everything else I've been seeing about the movie, and I'm optimistic otherwise. This is the crack in the foundation. Hopefully, it is just something that's like would not have been needed in the movie, so they cut it for that. I feel bad because John Malkovich is a good actor, and I would have liked to have seen like him in a bit role. I'm okay for.
The problem is with this movie, I'm excited because I'm still cautiously excited because I love the Fantastic Four, and as much as this movie might be bland, and that's what I'm afraid of, is that it's not going to be bad. It's just going to be bland. It is the closest iteration of the Fantastic Four to ever be made. I can tell you that already from looking at the trailer. None of these other movies we've had were correct. They did a few things right, wrong, whatever, but they just weren't right. This one looks at least like it's kind of getting it right as far as the characters and whatnot. But the problem is we just have another TV director. Because Marvel won't bring in a real filmmaker. They won't bring in somebody with a vision and some idea of what it should be like cinematically because they just don't want it. And I think that's
I will say, at least from a production side, this has a vision. Like, this has a look and an aesthetic that that other Marvel movies typically don't have. So I am excited to see that. I mean, this could be what's the director's name? Shankman's. This could be like Shankman's. Like, yeah, I'm a real director. Here's my proof of it. Or something.
That's true.
That'd be great if it's a breakout show. I would really like to see it. I am optimistic. I do think it will be probably the best cinematic Fantastic Four in any way. Like ground, like bar is low. It's very very easy. I do love that both this and Superman are. We talked about Superman foregoing origin story, and Fantastic Four is also foregoing the origin story. It seems to probably will cover it in like people talking about the Fantastic Four.
It looks like in the trailer there's going to be a TV show celebrating them or something that gives you a 2-minute recap of their story,
and that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah,
I think one of the problems a lot of comic book origin stories have is the iteration of characters that are in those origin stories are not the iteration of characters that we eventually love, that we are familiar with. Like that early Fantastic Four comics are rough when you think of the Fantastic Four. You deal with a lot of like very bad sexism from Reed, and the Sue is the invisible girl for the longest time, and so you deal with a lot of weird, and Ben is just angsty all the time. And there's a lot of other stuff that's just kind of weird that's learning. Like they don't get their outfits for like 3 issues and stuff like that. Superman is very similar. Like early Superman comics are very different than what people think of Superman. So trying to adjust origin stories to also be fitting the atypical, the typical character in your mind is a lot of work, and also fitting that into a 2-hour movie. So just skip it. Skip it for characters that are familiar. People know what Fantastic Four is. Very easy origin story. They went into space, got irradiated, got superpowers. Done. Superman, everyone knows it. Done. Unless it's a very esoteric character, which can be kind of hard to gauge if that's the case or not. Skip it. You don't need it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the Fantastic Four that I love is some of the '80s iterations.
Yeah, I did a lot of the John Byrne comics, probably.
Yeah, I love those. And then I really like from like the '90s and early 2000s, whenever that was, Jonathan Hickman's run on.
Jonathan Hickman's like the 2000s run is like seminal. If anyone actually wants to get into Fantastic Four, the current run by Ryan North is great. Is very good about capturing that family feel and also the science adventure-y feel. So one thing that gives me a little bit of hope, and it could be marketing speak, but Shegman very much goes into what he thinks about the Fantastic Four as being like family first, science adventurers last, and only superheroes like when they have to be. Like, that's the Fantastic Four. Like, I always figured Fantastic Four would be best as a TV show. Be like a Lost in Space or a Star Trek.
That's what I've always said is a good Fantastic Four. My favorite Fantastic Four was this really epically long run. I think they did it again in the 2000s, but there's an 80s run where it just seems like it must have ran for a year, where they're lost in the negative zone.
Yeah.
And it's just the four of them fighting whatever weird shit they come across in this weird part of space. And it is just Lost in Space. And it's a family dramedy. And I think it's great. And I love it for that. And that's what I would love from them. I would love them to not be in the greater MCU stories that much. I would love them to be lost in space somewhere. But that's not going to happen. But I think it'd be cool if they were.
Yeah.
I mean, because, spoilers for fucking Thunderbolts Asterisk. In the post-credits scene, you see their plane or their jet or their rocket or whatever the fuck. So
rocket with the 4 logo.
Yeah, so somehow at the end of this movie coming out, they're going to go into our current time. So, and that's fine. We knew that was going to happen. I don't even feel like that's a spoiler. We knew that was going to happen.
Given that the Avengers are going to be dealing with Doctor Doom, and that is like the signature Fantastic Four villain, Out-Time Galactus,
Speaking of which, though, sidebar, have you guys seen this Galactus popcorn bucket?
That's stupid.
Because listen, I want this fucking popcorn bucket.
It is like $80, right? It's like
it is.
Stupid
but
expensive.
Crystal sent me a picture of it earlier that somebody took with themselves in the picture, so you can actually see how big it is.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get this where you can see it. I don't know.
Holy crap! Is that I can't tell if that's like a child or that's a kid, right? Okay.
Yeah, but look, it's the size of his head.
It's bigger than his head. That is that's like Zach's head size.
That's just sitting in the car.
Stupid. It's stupid. It's so stupid.
Holy shit! I need this thing.
And we just life-size Stitch was
I also want it until I saw the price. Like once I saw the price, okay, I got to tap out on that one.
Like I was going to tap out on it too, but son of a bitch, it's like a human head with a helmet on it. It's so damn big.
You might get lucky. I got that. As much as I was that War of the Rohirrim movie, Lord of the Rings movie is mediocre. I wanted the Warhammer popcorn bucket, and I got it for $15 because it was like clearance at Regal.
I got the stupid Mission Impossible Final Reckoning or whatever popcorn bucket for free. Because
the one with the keys?
Huh?
The one with the keys?
No, it's just the regular bucket.
If I could ever get that the D20 that came out with the D&D movie, I would be happy.
Oh, that'd
that
be cool.
Popcorn bucket,
but yeah, I just ordered popcorn at the theater, and they gave it to me that bucket. I'm like, I didn't order a large. They're like, yeah, we're trying to get rid of the buckets. So I'm like, all right, I'll take it. So yeah, it's a shitty movie, but I have the popcorn bucket.
Sure.
All right, we've been going long enough. Let's wrap this baby up. We'll have a lot more to talk about next week. All right. Nico, where do we see you on the internet?
You can find most anything I do at nicholasqualls.com. Takes you to all the social links. So if you want to read more about some of my Superman thoughts and my Letterboxd review, just go to nicholasqualls.com. It will be linked there. That's pretty much it for now.
Biscuits, where do we see you on the internet?
Well, Biscuits, you can find him on Instagram. He's Biscuits the Cat. You can find me on Instagram. I'm Master of the Matrix 91. You can also find me on Discord and Steam as a Dangerous Mute Lunatic. And, of course, you can always find me on Letterboxd, Master Z91.
All right, find me at all things OTS movies for the time being. There's a rebrand coming though, so be watching for that. But anyway, OTS movies on Letterboxd and TikTok are the main spots. Instagram works too, but mostly Letterboxd and TikTok. Just follow me over there, and we'll see everybody next week.
Bye, everybody.